Alright folks, ready to meet your future AI agents? Not that Hollywood kind, but this could help you make a star in a cloud world. So let's welcome Ragavendra sir. He is here to talk about how to build a scalable intelligent agents on Amazon Bedrock. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Vanakkam. Namaste. Kemcho? So my short language model, I will end it here because it's a new language for me and my memory is not that capable like LLMs. So thank you Siddharth for energizing the entire group here after post-lunch session and with an exciting topic. So it was great. Thank you for that.
I hope nobody is sleeping now.
That's why a special mention for you. So today we'll be talking more about Amazon Bedrock. How many of you are using it already? Great. Yeah. Thank you for that. And we'll be very specific about agents in Amazon Bedrock. I will tell you the reason. Sorry. Okay, so before I get into that, building scalable intelligent agents on Amazon Bedrock. So why I choose this topic is that Amazon Bedrock has been in a more frequent topic nowadays, and I just wanted to focus on a specific insight there. So before that, bit about me. So I have been in industry for about 17 plus years, and I'm doing my research in data and AI and more into the LLMs and all. And also my depth of experience is in data and cloud architecture, mainly in AWS. And I also lead AWS user group Coimbatore. Even though you are far, if you want to be part of our community, please sign up and watch out for the events that we are hosting. And always welcome if we are hosting AWS Community Day in Coimbatore next year. I personally invite you all to join there as well. And I also contributed for a book called Big Data Applications in Industry 4.0, and also for my company as a solution architect, I lead the APAC architecture group in the company. So this is what our main topic. I'll just jump into that. So before we go into in depth on a specific area called agents, I just wanted to give a refresher about what is Amazon Bedrock, right? So basically, it's a service which helps us to build a scalable generative AI application for all your needs, right? So it supports various available foundation models in the market, and it can do text summarization, Q&A. It can write code. It can play around with some comprehension and various use cases. And there is a separate area where you can evaluate your foundation model that I will cover a little bit in this talk as well. So what is Amazon Bedrock? Basically, this service, you can come and choose your foundation model for your needs, and you can customize with your data, like what data that you would like to do, and you can connect your data sources as well, and you can enable some task executions. So these are all combined together a service called Amazon Bedrock. So that is a glimpse about what is Bedrock, if few of you may not know. So what is that? Like basically, GenAI is basically like trained on massive data set, and it can get your questions answered and sometimes hallucinate as well based on the the topic or the area that you are choosing. In general, like the data set trained was like not real time, and also it may not specific to every region. It may be a specific region or across different domains. So that GenAI has been trained, and it can support various domains like healthcare, financials, and it can help you to complete a task. Maybe if you are uploading a summary of a document or maybe a report, you can start asking questions. It may be sometimes correct, sometimes it may hallucinate, so you have to fine tune the model. But what is missing is basically if you want to take this GenAI application and convert into your business application. So that is where there is a slight gap, where you won't be able to leverage this GenAI and mix up with taking some actions. You won't be able to directly perform some task out of it. So that is when we go with agents. So what are the limitations, right? So it has a lack of creativity. It can give you ideas, it can give you solution, but it cannot directly connect with your real-time data. It may not directly use your data to complete a creative task. And also it is not for prediction or forecasting some formulas, some advanced formulas. It may not be able to do because it's trained on data, but it is not trying to be so intelligent in completing your tasks. And real time, like I mentioned, like it is not so real time. But Bedrock, like agent, before getting into agents, like we can still do some fine tuning. So why there is a need of agent? Like, can we take try different methods to do Bedrock and achieve our task? There are some options. So we can do some prompt engineering. We can implement RAG method, and we can do model customization. I will quickly go through that. So, for example, prompt engineering, right? So where we can give the prompt in a way that we can give some examples, we can pass in some label data, we can pass in the template, what kind of output I am looking for. So those kind of prompt engineering called few short prompt. Sometimes we may not give any label data, we may not give what kind of input I am sending, what output I am looking for. So the output would be like not so great, like it would be limited as well. Sometimes there is a next, maybe the next level is the chain of thought prompting. It basically gets your prompt and it breaks into multiple subtasks, and it try to perform a complex task into a different subtasks. So these are the different prompt engineering technique that we can leverage on Bedrock. So next is RAG, which we slightly touched upon. This is nothing like you have your data. For example, one of the use case is that I'm running a furniture company. Okay, and I'm offering some sales for office furniture. So someone is trying to prompt me like, what is the discount on my office chair? So will this be an easy, supportable use case when I don't have real-time data, right? So I have a chat option, chat support. It basically someone is entering that what is the offer you have for this weekend sale or maybe a Diwali sale on furniture. So it may not be really helping you. It may have your information, it may have some information, but it may not be exactly giving you. So a RAG is a technique where we can try to put in our current information, then we convert that into vectors, we store it in vector DB. So when the actual prompt goes into the LLMs or foundation models and get the output, what we can do is this RAG method will take the user input, create a vector, and it does a similarity matching and with our existing database where we store all our offers and different additional customized data. And it creates the prompt, rewrites the prompt in a way that it might answer your question, but still it is not so accurate. It can do certain tasks, but what it cannot do, right? For example, if I meet the criteria, I wanted to know send me all the list of furnitures. I want to know which meets the criteria. So what I can ask is right now with the RAG is that I need to buy office chairs. I need to know all the list of office chairs which are in offers. For example, out of 100 products, I have 10 products which is 20% off. I will try to do some kind of fine tuning to get those 10 prompts. But would I be able to get that in an email? Can I place an order, one of them which I most like? So those are the business specific application tasks which currently it is not supported. The last one is a fine tuning where you can take existing foundation model, you can leverage your own data set and fine tune and you can do continued training on the unlabeled data. You can make it more work well, but it won't complete a task. It won't be a business application altogether at the end. So that is when we have to think, right? Imagine we have an AI application that understands the request that is currently happening, but it is not connecting your actual data source that is the backbone of your business, and it is not helping you to complete a task. That is when we think about intelligent automation. So we have to build intelligent and scalable application that acts as an agent for you. For example, for this presentation, actually I was preparing, even I prepared almost an agent called Gujarat Tourism. So I wanted to build a use case. Gujarat Tourism is an agent that will help any travelers coming to Gujarat, wanted to know about Gujarat, and even can get some recommendations to their email or maybe mobile. So that was the use case I was planning to do. But when I come to know that this 30-minute session, so I felt like it will be too overwhelming to explain everything. So that is the power of agents. So what I said is like, I can go and Google everywhere like what is what, where is available, but when I get an output, can I go ahead and create a booking? Can I go and reserve a table in a very nice chat shop or a coffee shop in Gujarat? So those are the additional business application that we need to enable. So that is why we need agents. In a short, basically, it is also backed up by an LLM predefined support application. What it can do is basically it enables Gen AI application to complete a task. That is all I was telling from the first line. And basically what it does, it takes a particular request and it identifies different segments, how it can, the chain of prompting. It basically analyzes the input request. It also, in Amazon Bedrock, like you have an option to see how it splits that into multiple tasks. In each task, what kind of prompting is actually done, and then how it is navigating through the next level. So I'm going to, in the next few slides, I'm going to show you the entire flow, how an agent architecture works. And it is purely secure and it is private to your agents. It is going to privately work with your data if it is already part of your VPC. I think we also know a gaming system, like you touched upon the security aspect of it. So assume that the security aspect which you already have your application is going to still there, even though you integrate agents for better. So we'll see this agents flow. I'll just move safely this side. So first thing is like a prompt that comes from a user, right? And that comes to the Bedrock agent. Like I mentioned, Bedrock agent is also powered by Bedrock, right? So it basically takes the input. There are different type of prompting. It could be like checking the knowledge base and getting you some response. It could be like giving some task to be completed, and it could be like conversation history. One advantage of agents is that it can enable us to retain what you interact with the user. So for example, yesterday I would have tried to do some task. When I come back and I can return, resume the task, resume that conversation. So that can be made possible through agent. That is one of the use cases where you can retain the conversation and resume the conversation using agent's solution. So what happens when a prompt comes in, and then it splits the task into multiple steps. It analyzes what is the request and it splits into multiple steps. So step one could be, I need to call a lambda function. Okay, I have a lambda function that reserves a table on a nice restaurant in Vadodara, right? So that is one of my lambda function, maybe a new or an existing function. Based on the input prompt, through the chain of thought, it determines what to be done. So based on the user input, he is looking to book a table on a particular restaurant, right? With the existing data, I'm not very sure whether Amazon Bedrock can find you an exact one restaurant in your city, but with the knowledge base and additional information, you can make it possible. So what is missing is actually reserving a table on a particular restaurant. That is when the action group comes into picture. So it can automate tasks like reserving a table, getting an email, or maybe sending you an SMS. So there are different tasks where you can enable. And the other thing is that if you're requesting for, booking, hotel booking. So if you want to do a hotel booking, or you can looking for a product which is a portal which is offering you a least price of a particular product. So obviously Bedrock can understand what you're looking for. It can easily do that, and that input gets into the agent system, and agent can do web crawling and put the data into the knowledge base. Now you can go and search what product you are looking for. It can give you a better result, and that result could is going to be a real time. If you directly use Bedrock and ask something, this is the product, give me a a price of different sites, what is the least price offered, it may not be possible. But with this agents, it is possible. So basically, it splits one request into multiple steps, and it actually orchestrates the entire flow. Other good thing is that it can also have a conversation with the user. Like for example, a travel agent which I created here, it can ask you a question as well. If the prompt is not so clear, it can automatically identify what question to be asked, and it will determine what step to be executed next. Maybe I am looking for reserving a table, or maybe I am looking to book a hotel. The prompt may not be clear at the first stage, so it can iterate over the request and take the right respective action. The next is the knowledge base. It's a regular knowledge base which you can connect part of the agent which you can integrate. So that is simple. And when this segment, basically the agent's task is done, it comes back to the normal Bedrock process, and then it goes back, and then that whatever the request comes in, whatever the results that goes back will go to the Bedrock model, and it gives you a clear output. What is a clear output? Basically can say, hey, you are looking for reserving a table in this particular restaurant. Also you are looking to book a hotel on this particular hotel. Both are successful. So that is the last step that Bedrock model which you have chosen can complete. So I don't know how much is clear for the people in the back. So it's kind of a technical, even for me it is not clear. So basically on the right hand side, you see a box that is the agent. This diagram basically tells a simple use case where all the different services are leveraged. So on the right hand side you have agent. Agent itself integrates closely with Bedrock for all its processing, understanding the step. And on the middle layer where you have knowledge base and you have action groups. So all the action triggers all are happening there. Basically you have knowledge base and you have action group. And for example, if you have some document to be comprehended and document to be analyzed, and respective tasks, services are integrated. On the left hand side, how the incoming data source comes in, and S3 or could be through the Athena or maybe the vector DBs. So these are data coming in from the actual data of my business, and the right side the user is interacting directly with the agent. So as a backup I had I was informed that maybe a network issue would be there. So this is the agent I was trying to create, agent for Vadodara tourism. So initially I started Vadodara, and then I thought okay, it's better to have a Gujarat level. So if you go to Bedrock, in that Bedrock you can see an agents. So when you go to agent, you can create agent. In that create agent, you can do either manually or you can go with an assistant agent where it can help you by prompts itself. It will help you to create an agent. So there are two ways which we can do. So this is a manual way where I can give a name of an agent, and then I can give a optional description, and then I can select a model. So you can pick a model which you are already leveraging, or maybe you want to leverage in the next level. And the next part is very interesting. So basically the instruction for the agent is very important. So assume I'm hiring a person. I'm hiring a person to be an agent, or maybe a travel agent who is going to do all the help for me. Assume a person comes in and asks for some information, he takes the task done. So this is basically the same. Agent is nothing, kind of a person you have in your office who takes the request from the user, like in a natural language way and respond back to the user. So I am giving a background what you are going to do. So I am hiring, maybe you are a travel advisor to support Vadodara Tourism Corporation and can support travelers in responding to their questions like places to visit, local food, culture and seasons and so on. And I can give some context behind that as well. So the context is maybe from your no refined data that you can pass in for the agent to understand, okay, who am I? Is the roles and responsibility of your job description. So when I'm creating an agent, I'm giving the roles and responsibility, what work you are going to do. I'm setting a very high expectation when I create the agent, right? And the next is the action group. So this action group, and there are a few other things that we do like in the middle, but those are not so critical, like creating an role for accessing the models and all. It is all automated. You can select create and use the new roles as well. So here we can create action group. So action group, like it could be like having a function, or you can call an API. So this is one place where you can integrate your existing applications as well, or you can define your own new application as well. So this is the specific task that you want to run, like a booking, booking a room, like booking a table for a dinner, or it could be like getting the information, like what is the location of my hotel, like those information. You can create a number of agent group that will be supported, right? Knowledge base is same. I think in Bedrock you have a section called knowledge base where you can upload your data, you can locate where S3 bucket, or also you have an option to give an URL where it will go and crawl the data, web crawling, and it will collect all the information, right? So that will become a knowledge base. For this use case, what I did is I created a couple of TripAdvisor and few other web pages. I selected and created a knowledge base so that when the travel agents gets a request, and it will be answered. So that is my intent to have. Maybe I take away if you have already worked on it, or if you are planning to work on Bedrock, this could be one of the use case you can pick easily, right? So basically knowledge base is basically fully managed RAG flow, and this can be leveraged to fine tune your response. Basically that is the main purpose, and it connects well with agents. So agent is going to leverage knowledge base data and respond back to the model to respond to the user. So maybe I think we'll dive into one of the use case. Okay, one part which is like interesting, which I like, is that evaluation. So in Bedrock you have a feature called evaluation where for example you have a use case that takes all the emails and performs some summarization, right? So you pick a model, you pass in the data, and you perform some fine tuning, and you are not satisfied with the output. So instead of doing all that step, evaluation is a process where you can pick your model, you can give a sample data set, and you can see cost perspective, accuracy perspective. If you see automatic, like you can see the accuracy, toxicity, and also manually also you can create and put some metrics to see whether the model is good or bad for you. So this evaluation feature is also good. This is like agents, knowledge base, and this is evaluation. These are the three things you can play around quickly to understand and learn on Bedrock. So we'll jump into one of the agent. Basically this is a financial support agent. So this is an architecture where a customer can contact through a website, or maybe sending an SMS, or maybe through a voice call. They can connect to a Lex tool, which basically understand the input, and behind the scene it is connecting back to a Lambda function. It basically a bot which you already have, and that can be now connected with Bedrock, that can go and get the information about the user from DynamoDB, where you can have your financial information like the account and other details, and Bedrock can be leveraged to perform some agent related operation. So this is one of the example where you can integrate your Amazon DB and DynamoDB, and then you can leverage data about the customer from S3 and create an agent. So this is the flow it goes. Basically the data comes in, the request comes in, and then the LangChain, it basically checks the history about the chat or maybe the account information from DynamoDB, and then Amazon Bedrock is leveraged to understand what user is looking to perform, and even it can trigger some actions on behalf of that request. So this is one of the example. This is little detail. I'm not sure how clear it is for people in the back, but basically the entire flow. This is a insurance claims scenario where you create a request. You request to submit a claim process. So you upload a document that will eventually comes and create a task to create a actual request in their system. So having an agent to support this claim process, you can put in an agent and you can connect to the bottom layer, which is the 7th one. Basically the data comes to S3 and then it triggers Lambda to maybe create a claim or maybe check the status of the claim or maybe even cancel the claim. So you can integrate those functionality. On the right hand side, where the Bedrock plays a major role, it takes the claims document. I uploaded the document, so what next? I take the document, I create into chunks, and basically I do all the vectoring and thing and storing into maybe Aurora DB and create a knowledge base. And on the bottom side, I leverage the agent to perform the orchestration based on the request from the user.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
Okay.
yes, we are running out of
Okay. I think this is the last slide. I think, yeah. So basically, what happens based on the request, it performs either to create a claim or maybe it is going to get the status of the claim. So you can integrate. Thank you, everyone. And this is my LinkedIn QR code. You can please connect with me for. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That session truly rock solid, bedrock solid. We are all feeling a bit more intelligent now. Thank you again.
I would like to call upon Adit sir on the stage to present a token of appreciation.